The Liber Linteus is unlike any other ancient manuscript ever found, because it isn't written on parchment, papyrus, or carved in stone. Instead, it was written on linen. And for most of its existence, it wasn't kept in a library or hidden in a temple. It was wrapped around the body of a mummy. The story begins in the mid-19th century when a Croatian official named Mihajlo Baric purchased an Egyptian mummy while traveling abroad, a fashionable, if morbid, souvenir among wealthy Europeans of the time. He kept it displayed in his home in Vienna, proudly showing guests. For decades, no one thought much about the wrappings. They were simply part of the display, nothing more. It wasn't until years later, after Baric's death, when the mummy was donated to a museum, that anyone looked closer. Under the careful eye of researchers, the wrappings revealed something unexpected. Neat rows of writing running across the strips of fabric, preserved for over 2,000 years. The text was in Etruscan, the language of a civilization that flourished in central Italy before Rome's rise to power. Very little of their writing has survived, and most of what we know comes from short inscriptions on graves or pottery. The Liber Linteus instantly became the longest Etruscan text ever discovered, and remains so today. Deciphering it, however, has proven far more difficult. The Etruscan language is only partly understood, and without a bilingual reference like the Rosetta Stone, much of the text is still a mystery. Scholars believe it may be a ritual calendar, describing ceremonies and offerings through the year, but the meaning of the rituals and the stories behind them remain out of reach. How a religious text from ancient Italy ended up in Egypt, cut into strips and wrapped around a mummified body, is another unanswered question. It's possible it was once a valued object, carried through trade, travel, or conquest, before finding its way into an entirely different culture, and then ultimately used as material for mummification. Today, the Liber Linteus is kept in Zagreb, Croatia, alongside the mummy it was once wrapped in. It remains an extraordinary artifact and a still unexplained puzzle, the longest surviving writings from a long-vanished civilization, preserved in the wrappings of the dead.